Hello. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Louis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Louis Bright Raven, 30-year veteran writer, illustrator, editor, publisher of comics, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and role-playing games. This is a What Did You Get This Week episode. So let's get to it. This week I bought The Girl and the Glim from IDW Publishing, $12.99. By India Swift with art by Michael Doig. This is about my cat's having a fit. I'm going to get him. It's a 128-page full-color graphic novel about a girl named Bridget who is finding it hard to fit into a new life when her family moves to the town of Fort Harbor, and what happens when a supernatural presence takes notice of her. And it's about her basically trying to make new friends and be a good older sibling to her younger sibling. Haven't had a chance to really read it yet. It is an all-ages book, not an all-ages book, but 9+. So that's pretty much all ages, I guess. Again, published by IDW for $12.99. Our next book that I got this week is from Aftershock. It's called Where Starships Go to Die, by Mark Sable and Alberto Locatelli. Colors by Wancho and letters by Rob Steen. And this is basically what it is. I mean, they go to people investigating where missing starships have gone to die. And should be interesting. I'll get to review this probably next week. Our next book is Jenny Zero Volume 2, Supersized, Number 2. This is the Dark Horse book by Dave DeWanch and Brock McKinney, with art by Magenta King and colors by, what's his name? Arnaldo Robles. And for those who don't remember what Jenny Zero is, she's a Japanese-American girl who has kaiju powers, and she can grow into, she's part alien, part human, and she can grow into a giant alien girl and fight monsters. And this is the second series where she's back over in Japan. Our next book is The Ward, also from Dark Horse. This is their first issue, $3.99. By the way, both Jenny Zero and Starships were also Starships Go to Die is $4.99, pardon me. And Jenny Zero is $3.99. Yes. This is also $3.99. And this is basically a story about give me a second. A medical ward for superpowered entities and police officers and stuff, and what they do in there. And I've seen stuff like this before, this type of theme before in comics, but it looked interesting to me. The art was pretty interesting. It's written by Kavan Scott with art by Andres Ponce and Mauro Montella. All the art is by Andres, so I wasn't sure if Mauro Montella was just the letterer or if he did the color. So Mauro is the letterer, and Andres Ponce is the complete artist on that. Okay. Speaking of emergency room medical type situations, like I said, I kind of entered that sort of thing. I got number 2 of ETER from AWA One Shot. This is an anthology series where the adventures of a crew that are working in an interspecies interstellar hospital. Cute cover by Frank Cho. And, like I said, it's an anthology. It has 3 different series, it's different stories in it. It should be interesting when I get to read these and see what I think of them. And this is a $3.99 book as well. Okay, that's what I got at the store. Now, in the mail for crowdfunding, we got Century House, Book 1. And it also has a print on the back. And I also ordered with that Century House number 1 from the same group, I believe it's Skeletal Press, Rumble Kings from Ryan Cummings, William Allen Reeves, and DC Alonso. And I got all 3 issues. There's number 1, number 2, and number 3. And that is pretty much what I've got for the week so far. I'm waiting for stuff to come in the mail. I know that there's people who have sent stuff this week or in the last week, so I should be getting stuff soon. I don't want to name exactly what in case something gets lost, because like I thought this was going to get lost, the Century House stuff, and it came about 4 or 5 days later than I was told it was going to, but it did finally show up. So I don't want to like get anybody thinking their stuff arrived until it does. But looks like a pretty decent week. It's a little bit, it's not thin. It's it's enough books, but compared to some weeks I get, it is a little bit on the light side. Let's see. Anybody on here? Nope, nobody's watching. That figures. But that's okay. So that pretty much is it for this episode then, because I haven't got much else to add right now. Next Monday will be our major reviews again. Tomorrow we will have another daily what question of the day will be. And on Saturday, the 11th, at 8 p.m., we will do part 3 of the anime night. Science Ninja Team Gotcha part 3. We'll be reviewing episodes 41 to 60, maybe a little bit even more into that, depending on how many I can get watched. Talk a little bit more about some of the extras that are in the set of the complete collection here from Sentai Filmworks. A little bit of the differences between Gotcha Man and the Americanized version from Sandy Frank Productions known as Battle of the Planets, which most people in America are going to be more familiar with it as Battle of the Planets. So we'll talk about that on Saturday. But that is all for now, folks. And we'll try to get things rescheduled for next week and get more stuff going on next week. I know people are waiting on the George Perez retrospective or my thoughts after he passed and stuff. I haven't gotten to that, and I apologize for that. But in the meantime, if you liked this video or you think others might, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to please continue to get content from my channel. As always, I thank you for watching and for your support. If you want to reach out to me on social media, I'm on Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, on Twitter at LewisBrightRave2, at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You can find my artwork, or some of my artwork. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis BrightRaven, exclusively on YouTube. If you have questions, comments, suggestions for programming, quothravenlbr72@gmail.com is the address to reach out to me at. If I don't answer you within a day or two, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. And that's all for now. So have a good evening and stay safe, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.